Hey guys, today I want to show you a cool new build I made where you can basically stun lock bosses to death. Now this build uses the Brick Hammer, which is in the Great Hammer class, and when combined with Cragblade, it does just an insane amount of posture damage. Like with Fire Giant, you see here after breaking his ankle with a charged heavy, you can land another charged heavy, and then a jumping heavy, and he's down. You can get 2 more free charged heavies in, a light attack, and then a jumping heavy, and you're into his second phase. Then in the second phase, Fire Giant will always put his hand down here. You can land 2 free charged heavies, and this will break his posture. And then do a jumping attack towards the bottom of his head, and 2 more charged heavies. And there, Fire Giant is scripted. With Commander Niall, it's the same sort of thing. Head over here to his first summon and 2-hand your weapon. Then do a charged heavy and a light attack, and he's dead. And I pull out my shield here. If you're lucky, this guy will do this move. You can dodge behind him and land a free backstab. And then a light attack, and he's down. Then here I do my buffs. For this build, I only use Bloodboil Aromatic, the Physic, and Cragblade. We'll go over the Physic later. Then here, roll this attack, and you can get 2 shield counters in here, which will break him. And once he's broken here, you can land the Riposte. And he will always do this move here when he gets this low on health. You can land 2 more free charged heavies. Another Riposte. Then here, pull your shield out. And roll this first attack and block the second one. And then he will do this same move where he has a huge opening where you can land 2 more charged heavies. When he's down, you can finish him off with a Riposte. And there, he's scripted. Again, same sort of deal with Loretta. Loretta is kind of annoying on my runs, I'm not gonna lie. Here, when she does this move, you can land a charged heavy. Move to the right of her projectiles. You can land a shield counter right there. If you get her against the wall here, you can land 2 free charged heavies. And then when she gets this low, she'll always do this magic protection buff. You can land 2 more charged heavies. And then when she gets this low, she'll do this triple slash attack. You can land a heavy attack and finish her off. Now, Malenia is going to be a little more tricky. You're going to have to learn her moves a little bit. But it's the same sort of deal. Then 2 or 3 hits, she's down. And you can basically continue to stun lock her. After a riposte, you can land a charged heavy. If you see her jump to the left, you get a free light attack. You can get her into this combo. She does this move, dodge into it, then strafe to the right and roll that. Get a free jumping heavy. Land a riposte. If she sees she's like this, just do 2 light attacks. And this attack's easy to dodge. Just unlock and then change directions when you run underneath her. Take the Bloodboil Aromatic. Use Cragblade. Get free jumping heavy right here. And roll this. Roll the explosion. There's a little opening right there. We get some lights. Kick is pretty punishable in the second phase. Not as much in the first phase, but pretty safe to punish in the second phase. Again, she does this move. She almost always does this when she gets this low. Just unlock and run underneath her. You can buff up 2 here again whenever she does this. Free jumping heavy. See, she jumps to the left. It's a free light attack. Roll the explosion. Then again, the kick is punishable in the second phase, and you can finish her off pretty easily. Now with Mohg, I usually just use Mohg Shackle and one-shot him, but I decided to fight him this time. Show off the weapon a little bit. Mohg, the tricky part is just this first part of the fight. Figuring out his moves a little bit to stun him. But once you do stun him, you can land a jumping heavy before the riposte. Key is to get him low enough before he starts these chants so that you can finish him off with a combo before he gets into Niall. So he had 3 light attacks there and 2 charged heavies. And we're able to land another charged heavy right before he goes into Niall. There's Mohg, he's pretty easy. Now we got the Godskin Duo. These guys are annoying, but sleep pots are very good for them to put them to sleep. Got lucky on that one. Bam, you can script these guys too. 2 charged heavies into a riposte. And that guy's dead. He's on the ground, you can do another charged heavy, do damage to them as a total. And here, charged heavy, light attack, another charged heavy, land a riposte. And then you get another free charged heavy as he does this. And a few more light attacks as he's dead already to add on to them as a total. And here, this part's a little tricky, but you get used to it, it's not too bad. Hit him with a Kobe right there. If you land the sleep pot, it'll put him to sleep and make his black flame projectile just completely miss you. You come over here, land a charged heavy, light attack, charged heavy. He's down. Very easy. And another charged heavy and they're dead. They were not too bad. Now this boss is a little more tricky. The key to this fight is doing just the right amount of damage to him so that he doesn't transition into his second phase too early. So here you start out, do a charged heavy in the front and run to his back leg, do another charged heavy, and go back to the front. The third charged heavy will break him. Now here I just do the riposte. And then we get lucky here, he goes into this big lightning bolt move. We can break him during this move. 4 total charged heavies will break him here. Then here, do a charged heavy and land the riposte. And before he jumps up in the air for his second phase, you do a charged heavy and a regular heavy. Here, take your Bloodboil Aromatic, rebuff with Cragblade. When you see him coming in, lock onto him, this will help. I'll show you where he disappears to. If you roll this attack, you can land a charged heavy before he disappears. Then roll this one, you can land another charged heavy, and sprint back to the back of him immediately because the fire's coming. You can land 2 more charged heavies. Bop. You can break him right there. And that's how you script the Dragonlord. Now Maliketh was actually one of the easier bosses on this run. You only gotta break him once. The toughest part about him is just finding the opening to break him. Once I found it, he was pretty easy. Right here you can land a charged heavy, and that breaks him. And once he's broken, you can combo him to death. Land the riposte, another charged heavy. In second phase, run right underneath him and do a charged heavy right there, and you'll break him. Land the riposte. And he's literally down here long enough to land another charged heavy. And there, Maliketh is scripted. This guy was pretty easy, he was just a little annoying. Figured you can do a running heavy, then 2 charged heavies. He's going to try to run away to heal, do a jumping heavy to interrupt him. And I got him with a light attack, but he was a little annoying. Next boss, Godfrey. You can sprint around this attack and land a charged heavy. And he'll usually do this, you can jump that, roll this first one, get a hit in there, roll that one, get another hit in. And with another light attack, he's broken. Then from here, you can combo him to death. When he gets this low, he'll always do this move. You get 2 free charged heavies. And then here, he'll always do this. You can get a free charged attack here. And then the riposte. And when he gets up, he always does this move here. Again, 2 more free charged heavies. And there. Godfrey is scripted. Now this boss, it's a little risky to do what I did here. 2 charged heavies right off rip, but if he does this move, you can combo him to death, so I wanted to show how you can do it. Land the riposte there. And then he'll always do this move when he gets this low. 2 charged heavies and he's done. Alright, rebuff. And this is the tricky part. Here, you want to do a charged heavy right in the middle. Then sprint to the back, do a jumping heavy. And then get to the back of his tail and do 2 more charged heavies. And the second one will knock him down. And here you have just enough time to do 2 charged heavies and then land the riposte. And as he's getting up, you do another charged heavy. As he's trying to get away, do a light attack. Now here, he jumps up, turn the exact opposite direction. He gets the right stick right here and it'll point you in the right direction. Jump this, and turn a little bit to the left, and he's right there. 2 free charge attacks, and that's the fight. Not too bad. Now let's hop into the build. Now this is a pretty straightforward build. See, we've got 60 vigor and 80 strength. I'm using a brick hammer scaled to heavy with the Cragblade Ash of War. I'm also using a fingerprint shield for shield counters and for blocking attacks. It's very good for a strength build. For fashion, we've got the Banished Knight Helm, Veteran's Armor Altered, Bullgoat Gauntlets, and Veteran's Greaves. For talismans, I've got the Great Jar's Arsenal, Axe Talisman, Dagger Talisman, and Ritual Sword Talisman. Now, you can switch any of those first 3 out. Sometimes I use the Curved Sword Talisman, and other times I use the Claw Talisman. You can basically switch, mix and match any of those 3. The only talisman that will really remain there is going to be the Great Jar's Arsenal. Now for consumables, I use Bloodboil Aromatic, which increases physical damage by 30%. And in my physic, I've got the Stone Barbed Cracked Tear and Spiked Cracked Tear. But yeah, that's pretty much the build. Hope you guys enjoy.